Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Clean this a little bit better. Excuse me. Welcome back, y'all. It's early in the morning, guys. And I am, if you couldn't tell by the rustling of the feet, I'm walking a tiny rambunctious dog. Walking a tiny rambunctious dog. Man, it's been quite the last couple days, guys. Excuse me, I look a little disheveled. I haven't showered yet. But about to get out in a second and do some DoorDash. Trying to make ends meet. It's been hard lately, guys. Been really, really hard because DoorDash be hit or miss a lot of days. You know, even though I found a much better place to dash at, it still be like tricky because they'll love to send you farther out, and it doesn't really work out all the time, you know, because you're constantly trying to chase the money and get in a place where you aren't gonna be sent farther out. So what I'll do is I'll pause the app after deliveries, or while I'm taking delivery. I'll put the app to pause after that delivery, and then I'll just go ahead and pick back up where I left off once I get back towards my zone, which adds to a lot of more mileage and a lot more wear and tear on your vehicle. Still be pulling, ready to choke himself so he can go mark his territory. It's not that he's in a push, he just want to pull so he can go mark all his little turf. So it just adds to a little bit more stress. And not to mention the home that I was so geeked and excited about, I found out that I'm not going to be able to move into because the landlord was trying to be slick and rent the home without HOA approval. So basically, she had just bought the house recently, and the HOA states that you can't rent the home for at least a year, or else they'll fine you. She tried to rent it anyway. And it was partially my fault because I knew that was the case. But she was just like, you know, just keep it quiet. Don't talk to the neighbors about it, XYZ. I know, taking a chance. So she apparently got spooked a little bit recently. They, I guess, noticed a posting that she had, and they made her, or they sent her another reminder to tell her that, remind her of the fines and everything that she would incur if she were to rent that property. But not all is lost, guys. She does have other properties that she has for rent and that she can rent, so she says. So I'm gonna meet up with her today. Hopefully everything works out, and I'll look at these other properties and see if it's something that's gonna work for me, so that you know, I can get moved, because I've already given my notice to my landlord to let him know that I'm not gonna renew the lease, and I really need to find a place to go, because if not there, I'm gonna have to find something else. something else. So I don't know exactly what that's going to be, what that's going to look like. But what I do know is that God will make a way. God will make a way, guys. And sometimes it does get a little stressful, guys. Don't let me fool you. Sometimes it does get a little stressful because you think to yourself like, man, this is taking a while. This is going through a lot of hoops and everything like that. Little ups and downs. And, you know, the devil is the master of confusion. So sometimes you get confused, sometimes you get a little doubtful, but you just have to remind yourself that God is the ultimate author. He writes stories with twists and turns in them. These plot twists, you know. Sometimes there's antagonists. And sometimes there's a lot of pitfalls and trials, triumphs, glory. You know, princesses, princes, all different things occur through life. But just try to remind yourself, guys, of the importance of the story. The importance of the story is to remember what is and what could be, so that when you get into these moments, you can look back at that story and say to yourself, like, okay, well, I recall when this happened, or this was a thing, or I felt this way, I was hopeful or I was doubtful. And didn't God pull me up out of all that? Didn't God pull me up out of all that, guys? That's the importance of the story. That's the importance of the pitfalls, the trials, the triumphs, the ups and downs. Man, it's a little chilly out here today, guys. I ain't gonna lie. Which is kind of good because, you know what I'm saying, I don't have to DoorDash in the blazing heat. It's getting a little chilly, you know. Might have to start bringing a hoodie with me just in case it does get a little nippy out here. But yeah, guys, just, you know, there's been a lot going on. My girlfriend, she's dealing with a lot of stress as well. You know, she's stressed out not only about the stuff that I'm going through, but also about the stuff that she's going through, because the job that she is waiting for her placement at, they haven't sent any word back. She's going to be a registered behavioral therapist. I believe that's the name of that's what the acronym stands for, but it's a RBT. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Leave in the comments if I'm wrong. Correct me, please. But sometimes these acronyms get me kind of twisted. But she really wants this job. She's got the job. They approved her and everything, did her background check and all that. The only thing she's waiting for is for them to place her. And that depends on them getting more clients in so that they can have someone for her to actually care for. Since as of right now, there's nobody for her to care for because they don't have enough clients. Yeah, so she's stressed out about that. She picked up a, you know, temporary job at a daycare center, and she's not really happy with that. That's kind of stressing her out, unfortunately. But I mean, for multiple reasons, the pay isn't as good as she would like it to be, and also the staff is kind of whack. I'll just leave it at that. Romo, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Come on. No, not doing all this. So you hear his nails scratching and everything. What you got going on, bro? This dude will pull you around the world and back. Not going that way. I don't know what's going on over there, but we're not going that way. So anyways, guys, that's what's going on with her situation. Waiting for her other job to come through. Me, I'm working at Amazon, as I told you guys before. And, you know, it's whack. As you could imagine, as you could fairly imagine. It's pretty whack. So, you know, I'm just trying to stay afloat, guys. Keep my mind positive and try not to stress out, guys. Just try to keep pushing forward. But bills are behind. And you guys remember, you can scroll back through the videos before. I was doing really good. But, you know, God showed me that I was being too comfortable, man. So he decided to make me a little uncomfortable. Not while not, you know, he still opened up some doors and everything. But he definitely made me uncomfortable because it was time to move and shake, guys. But I do have some sort of exciting news. A friend of mine, or an acquaintance that I met while I was at my serving job, they met me on the patio. It's always on the patio. Well, not always on the patio. But, you know, she has some exciting news that I might be interested in, which is, you know, she's opening up a restaurant. And it's a destination restaurant. So she may have, well, she wants me to relocate slightly. You know what I'm saying? She's all for me. Now let me slow down. So it's a destination restaurant. When we met on the patio, she was kind of like, we kind of instantly kicked it off. And her and her friend were interested in bringing me on because she had plans in the future to start up a restaurant in Arizona, which I think she wanted it to be a B&B. She recently changed her mind and decided to open a restaurant a couple hours away from Dallas. So she reached back out to me and she said that she was going to start this restaurant and she wanted to know if I was interested on coming on board. And it's kind of like a high-scale destination restaurant, so they're going to have like quail, buffalo, you know, high-end dishes like that. It's not going to be just like some run-of-the-mill type cuisine, not chicken tenders and fries. So she's kind of asking for me to come on as kind of like a assistant general manager. I know. But she also said that she's going to pay for my housing. And it's going to be like 4 days a week. So, ironically enough, it's on the 4 days that I chose my schedule at Amazon. It's crazy how things work out, guys. I'm not even joking with you. It is crazy how things work out. The exact same 4 days with Sunday off. So I still have time to go to church. And obviously if I choose that job, then I can't do Amazon, which is fine with me. As long as the pay is at least comparable to what it is at Amazon, I'm perfectly fine with kind of upping and going. So, still some things to discuss with her. She doesn't have any figures as far as like pay scale and things like that, or exact uh, requirements of the job. But I think she kind of wants me to kind of oversee the entire situation in with help, while helping the general manager. So, got some exciting things on the forefront, guys. Like, life is full of twists and turns, man. I'm not discouraged yet, but it does make it a little bit difficult sometimes to, if I were to be completely transparent, it does get a little discouraging sometimes, but I'm just trying to stay positive and stay focused, because Lord knows if I don't stay focused throughout this journey, then I can't give God the glory at the end for how he kept me during this troubling time. I could blame a lot of things, circumstances, events in my life for me being where I'm at right now, but I don't regret doing any of the things I did. I think that I've made the best moves that I could make at those times. I helped myself. I paid off some debts. I'm still knocking down debts as we speak. And I'm just trying to keep pushing along, guys. It ain't easy, but it's fair. So, yeah, I'm gonna get out. This here is gonna be considered the video that I should have made last night, and I'll film you guys another video tonight so that I can keep up on my videos. And guys, like I said, please bear with me, man. I be so exhausted mentally when I get home. It's hard for me to upload these videos every day. This is a commitment that I took on. But no, Romo. Tony, chill. So, this is something I took on. It is to post a video every day. It'd be hard though, guys, especially we're going on into almost a year. For the first, few months, it was easy. It's fine, no big deal. But recently, like especially all the juggling I've been doing and the inconsistency in my schedule, it's been a little difficult to post every day, and sometimes difficult to even film a video at night. So I appreciate y'all patience and grace. I appreciate my subscribers still sticking with me, and I appreciate the new subscribers that haven't unsubbed. Don't y'all unsub. Things is about to start turning up, guys, and I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see this through just like I'm trying to see it through myself. So don't fret. I ain't going nowhere. As you can see, a little scruffy as usual. A little scruffy as usual. Still walking a tiny dog. My life is evolving, guys. You see it. Things are changing. Evolution is not always a pretty thing. Sure. It is not always a pretty thing. But that metamorphosis in the end is magnificent. So guys, keep your heads up, keep pushing through, keep plowing through, and endure that metamorphosis. Embrace it. Don't just endure it, guys. Endure it and embrace that metamorphosis, because it's just an evolutionary process. It takes a lot of fortitude and diligence. You got to be diligent through it. So peace, love, blessings, y'all. most definitely blessings. Praise God for every day above ground. And I will catch up with y'all tomorrow. Bye. Or later on today. Bye.